take a closer look at some pollen grains to see what part they play in forming fruits.
Fine, we'll forego the small talk. Jeez. I don't get mixing the pollen with White Claw, but it's your lab.
The inside of each grain stirs with living cytoplasm.
Watch it or I'll kick the living cytoplasm out of you. Does the stirring cytoplasm do anything, or...?
When a pollen grain is placed in a culture medium, it forms a projection called a pollen tube.
This is a perfectly normal part of growing up and nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, Danny Elfman's here. Connect 3 pollen tubes of the same color to earn a gem. Hey, pollen. It's not polite to point, buddy. This is about to get explicit, folks. Or boring, maybe. I think it's about to get boring is what I meant to say.
The pollen tubes form in random directions.
They're procedurally generated, like every damn indie video game.
Now let's try to duplicate the condition that exists when pollination occurs.
First we dim the lights.
To
Ouch!
do this, we place a stigma in some sugar water sprinkled with pollen. The stigma is the green object on the right.
But this feels so clinical. There's no romance, no passion. Why does there need to be such a stigma surrounding this whole process? Hey, it's not the size of the pollen tube, it's the mileage.
Almost all the pollen tubes now grow toward the stigma.
It's quite a spectacle.
After pollination, an object within the pollen grain called the generative nucleus enters the tube and moves along toward the tip.
I do not like where this is going. Along the way, the generative nucleus has many adventures and learns the true value of friendship and believing in itself.
Meanwhile, the pollen tube grows through the stigma and down along the inner wall of the style toward the ovary.
Do we have to call it that? I mean, can't we make up more planty names for these things?
The generative nucleus continues its movement until the tube reaches the bottom of a style.
Then the magic elves take over, right?
Here, the generative nucleus undergoes a marked change.
It enters a goth phase.
It starts dividing. Chromosomes become visible.
You cover up those chromosomes right now, young man.
Then the nucleus splits in two.
Give me a break.
The
Give
two
me a break.
resulting nuclei are called sperm nuclei.
Are you married to that name, or can we workshop it a little bit?
All the pollen tubes grow toward the ovary beneath the style. The small round objects within the lily's ovary are called ovules.
Hey, if you're gonna make a plant, you're gonna crack a few ovules.
This drawing represents a single ovule with an embryo sac inside it.
I mean, these names are meant to be upsetting, aren't they?
This is the real ovule.
That's a Raycon earbud.
The embryo sac contains the egg nucleus of the plant.
There's more in the middle of an ovule sac than an egg in the middle of an
A
ovule.
sperm nucleus must reach the egg nucleus if an embryo is to develop. This will occur only if a pollen tube penetrates the ovary and reaches the ovule.
If this does not occur, then the whole thing was a sin.
The Indian pipe flower has an ovary which enables us to see this stage of reproduction easily.
You know what? I'm good.
There are a number of nuclei in the embryo sac of the Indian pipe ovule.
Hey, there's a hidden Mickey.
We need to consider only the egg nucleus and one of the sperm nuclei in the pollen tube.
Economy of characters, I like it.
When the tube reaches the embryo sac, the sac wall is digested. Then a sperm nucleus flows into the embryo sac and unites with the egg nucleus.
We did it.
The joining of the sperm and egg nuclei is known as fertilization.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Fertilization is the beginning stage in the life of a new plant.
The first day of the rest of your plant.
After fertilization, the Indian pipe ovary enlarges. The fertilized egg nucleus develops into an embryo, and the ovule matures into a seed.
Or in this case, a giant alien eyeball.
This is true of all flowering plants.
Even the Audrey, too?
After fertilization, their ovaries grow and develop into fruits with seeds.
I'm never eating peaches again.
This is the embryo of the persimmon plant.
Nice to meet you.
It has grown from a fertilized egg nucleus.
It is deadly poisonous to humans.
These seeds have developed from ovules. And this fruit used to be the ovary of a persimmon flower.
Now it's a healthy snack.
This seed grew inside a ripening apple. If the seed is planted, it will grow into a mature plant that will flower. If the stigma of the flower is pollinated, the ovule will be fertilized, and a fruit with seeds will develop.
Vote Prop 17 to prohibit all plant reproduction.
Though flowers are beautiful to see, they are important for more than their beauty.
You haven't convinced me.
Flowers are essential to the life cycle of a seed plant.
Not convinced. Can you do it all over again? Join us next time when we find out how fire ants do the nasty. You're not gonna like it. Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.